Model 1003 SA semi-automatic tube bending machine. This unit is for high production. We're bending up to about 1 1/8 inch tubing. It's self-contained, 220 volts, 3-phase. Has its own little reservoir. There's 2 palm buttons to control the bending cycle. This particular model, we have some fixtures that we've adapted to it so it can make high production runs. And there's a PLC system housed inside that panel. Blurry here, I guess it is. Here we have a better look of the fixtures. This is the depth of bend plate there. And with this plate, the depth of bend, or the degree of bend, is set up. A better look at the depth of bend plate. Unfortunately, we have a video camera here that's giving us some problems. Try to do the best we can. These are the bending dies. And these bending dies, they have some phenolic inserts because we're bending aluminum, and it'll help keep the aluminum nice and clean without scratching the surface. This fixture that allows the tube to rest in line with the bending dies. This particular fixture is for the first bend. By moving it here, we position it in line with the bending die, or the wing dies. After the first bend is made, we just swing it out of the way, and then we rest it right on here and butt it up against this one here up on the top. And of course, there's 2 palm buttons that have to be depressed to make the bend cycle. Okay, now he's going to turn the machine on. And we'll just run through a bend cycle without any tube in there right now. So he hits the 2 palm buttons, and that's it, the bend is made. We're going to get ready to make a bend cycle. The first thing he does is he moves that one arm up in front there out towards him. And that's the stop for the first bend. Now insert the tube inside the bending dies up against that tube stop. Now he hits the palm buttons. There it is, the bend is made. Now he moves that arm out of the way, and he puts the tube inside the dies again, and now he rests that up, this other die, up against this other positioner, and then he go ahead and make another bend. In this case, this case is 225-degree bends that'll come back to make in a straight plane. I'm going to go ahead and run a tube as he was doing on production. That's it. Very, very simple. The whole bend cycle doesn't take more than 1.5 seconds. This is an ideal machine for high production of small tube assemblies without requiring any automation. or rotation mechanisms. Okay, now we're going to come to the second operation of this particular product. This is our Anabi 30 press. It's a twin head press, also has a PLC system. This press is made to punch on one side of the press. You'll punch 4 holes on the 1-inch tube. On this other side, it's a single stage that punches 1 hole. It's also 2 palm buttons. The stroke of the punch is controlled by these micro switches. It's a self-contained unit. The reservoir is right at the bottom of the press. Hopefully we can get a good look at what we're trying to describe here. The back of the press. Again, it's self-contained, 220 volts, 230 volts, or 440 volts. 3-phase. In a second here, we'll do a punching operation so you can get an idea of what exactly how the machine works. Solenoid valves with the punch dies. Now we have another fixture in here also, so that it'll allow us to punch the holes in line with the bends. As we said, this unit also operates with 2 palm buttons, hands-off operation for added operator safety. Go ahead and turn it on, Craig. Here, give me the tube, Craig. Now just go through a cycle on it. He's got the right head up there where he's reaching now. There's 2 switches. The switch on the left will establish what head you're going to use, the left side or the right side. The switch on the right is to manually operate either press or either side of the press up or down, but it's done manually without the use of the palm buttons. But to use it manually, one hand must be on the palm button and the other hand will operate the switch on the panel. Okay, now on the right side there, Craig is going to depress the 2 palm buttons. Just to demonstrate it without a tube in there, Craig's going to go ahead and run a cycle. He holds the palm buttons down, and that's it. Do a little example here, and he's going to punch a hole in the 7/8. Sticks the tube up against there, hits the 2 palm buttons, and it's a clean hole on both sides. And to change the dies, on the single end here, there's 2 diameters of hole that are punched. One is 256 and the other one is 195. To change from one diameter to another, you simply take 2 socket head cap screws off the base. The tool and the mandrel come out together. We're looking at the back side of the tool. The mandrel is kind of like a floating mandrel. And so there's a 1 screw that you see right there that holds the tool onto the plate. And there's a couple of set screws, not set screws, but Allen head screws that will take the whole unit off. Kind of demonstrating out here how he's going to take the tool off. On the back end there's a 1/4-20 socket head cap screw. There's one in the back. And then there's one in the front. Now he simply slides the die out. And then he'll go get another die and put it back in there. The die for a bigger diameter hole. He just lines it up with the screws that are, or the threaded holes on the base plate. threads it in there, but puts it in line with, puts the punching die in line with the hydraulic shaft, and that's all there is to it. It just takes a few seconds really to get the one change from one to the other. Since the tooling and the mandrel are mounted on one single plate, it's always aligned. There's no problem with alignment from one side to the other. Punch some holes here on the other side of the head of the press that will punch 4 holes simultaneously. Okay, load the tube inside the press. And what he does is he just slides it in all the way to the back end of the press, and then the bent section rests on a stop there. Then he hits the 2 palm buttons. That's it, operation complete. And these are clean holes on both ends because of the mandrel. We're going to go punch another part. And this is all done at actual speed, so you can see how long it takes to punch those holes. It's no more than 3 or 4 seconds to do it. A written service manual is provided with these machines that will give instructions, parts list, everything required in order to maintain the equipment. Bending dies here in the tube bender. To change dies from one diameter to another, you simply remove the bolts off the back side here. There's 2 socketed cap screws which takes the bending die out. And then there's 4 socket head cap screws here at the front where you remove those, and these dies just pull out. If you want to adjust the stroke of the cylinder, you'll notice that right here, this is where the micro switch is mounted, and there's a slot there to move it back and forth. By moving it closer to the part, you have less stroke, which of course gives you a faster bend. These 2 machines are made for one specific product, but they can be adapted to making numerous types of products, depending on the customer's desires or the customer's needs. Another product produced and designed by AMH